All right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Raymond, I see you. I'm going to come to you in a second. Welcome. All right, we have an interesting session today. All right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome. Let me see here. I do see Lauren. Lauren, I see you. Hang in there. I'm going to bring you up on stage in a second. I see Raymond. I see you. All right, so welcome. This is Ola coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. Today we're going to I'm going to introduce probably two businesses to you from some guests that I have here already today. I also have people coming in from Meetup. We'll see how many people joins. But today, if we have time, I want to focus on 95% of business owners struggle to get quality leads because of this. I'll talk about that when we get to it. But welcome. My name is Ola. I'm the creator of my Empire Pro Studios. I'm also the author of the book. Well, multiple books. I can't find the other ones here now. Well, Smart Real Estate Wholesaling, Real Estate Money Secrets. And hold on one second. All right, there you go. All right, great. And this book, Digital Marketing Certified, they're available everywhere, but you can also grab them for free at digitalmarketingcertified.com. So without any further ado, I just want to chop it up with Raymond and Lauren, whoever can hang out today, and then we'll see what we can talk about. Hold on one second. All right, and I have Raymond and Lauren on the stage. What's going on? Can you talk to me? You can unmute yourself and talk to me. What's going on, Raymond?
Yeah, how you doing?
What's going on, man? You made it today.
Yes, sir.
All right, great. Lauren, hello.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. All right. You found us on Meetup, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, great. Let me start with Lauren. Lauren, what kind of business do you have?
I have a property and casualty insurance brokerage.
Okay. All right. So you sell insurance, basically.
Yes.
Okay. And only properties?
So it's mostly property and casualty. This year, we're looking to expand into life and health insurance as well.
Life. Okay. All right. And you are a broker, or you work, or you own a brokerage? Exactly. Can you give me a little bit of information about your situation?
Sure. So I am a broker. I'm not on the agent side of things, and I do own my own brokerage.
Gotcha. All right, good. And what is the reason why you decided to plug in with us today? What is the...
Just looking to build more of a positive network for 2024, and I'm always willing to learn a little bit more about marketing and creating new leads for my business as well. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to do so.
Awesome. That's great. Are you in New Jersey?
No, I'm actually based out in New York, but I do service all states as well.
All states. Gotcha. All right. Let's go to Raymond. Raymond, talk to me. What's going on, man?
How's it going?
Very good. Very good. I know you've always plugged in with us here for a while,
Yeah.
but tell me about your business right now, the one you're looking to push in 2024.
Right. So as I said last week, currently I'm just an independent agent, but
Uh-huh.
I'm starting an agency this year. Utilizing a lot of the knowledge that I've learned over the past 4 years before I had even gotten into insurance. Insurance is kind of something that I kind of stumbled into. I wasn't actually when I got into insurance, I really needed money. I don't think most people grow up thinking, "Oh, I want to be an insurance agent," but
Right.
opportunity presented itself. I ended up getting an opportunity to work for a Medicare agency, and I looked into it. They said I needed to get licensed, and
Uh-huh.
history. So yeah, I'm looking to start my agency this year, and I feel like I have a lot of different, I'd say, ideas as far as this industry, because when it comes to insurance, it's not really a young person's. I think the average insurance agent is like 45 or 46. So I think there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't really, or I'd say aren't tapped into when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
the industry, as far as how to, I guess you could say,
How to get
revolutionize,
leads?
I guess. Well, not just get leads, but how to maybe try to figure out new ways of how to help the client,
How to
how to
help the
help the
clients?
customer to buy and purchase insurance. In the past year, there's been this big talk of Gen AI, Chat GPT and stuff like that.
Right.
A lot of new startup companies are AI companies, tech companies technically now, because we're going in that wave of AI and data science and machine learning.
Right.
So I'm looking into starting my agency, but also not just starting an insurance agency, but I'm trying to come up with new and impressive ways to say help the customer utilizing some of these new tools that are coming out, like AI and things like that.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Do you have a website yet?
I do have a website.
Can you give me that?
I would love to. I don't want to give the name of the website yet.
Okay.
I'd love to come back in like maybe another 3 to 6 months and really show you, because I'm still working on a lot of licensing and
Gotcha.
names and things like that. But I do have a website right now.
Okay.
Um,
Do you have anything you would like to promote today in particular, where people can reach you or anything like that?
I have a LinkedIn, Raymond Cochran, Cochrum, my last name,
Raymond CORR.
CHRUM. And I'm not really active on it though, but yeah, that's
Okay, so
reach me.
let's not put it up there. I'm just asking for because I try to show some love by
Yeah,
because
yeah.
a bunch of other people will watch this later. What about you, Lauren? You have a website?
Yes, I actually do have a website. The name of it is
Okay,
stellarthagency.com.
can you spell that for me?
Sure, that's S is in Samuel, T is in Thomas,
Uh huh.
E is in Edward, L is in Larry, L is in Larry,
Uh huh.
W is in Walter, O is in On, R is in Robert, T is in Thomas,
Uh
H is
huh.
in Harry,
Uh huh.
agency.com.
Stelworth Agency. Dot com.
Yes.
Okay, and this is for property and casualty insurance, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right. All right. So we're going to explore some of the over the next few minutes. We'll see what we can explore with regards to your business and basically what you guys suggested, right? But I want to go with Lauren first. Lauren, you said you're always open to ideas or anything like that with regards to coming up with leads, correct? For your business.
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Did you say something else before that? I want to make sure I get everything.
That's pretty much a
You
great
did say
summary.
networking. You said networking. Something
Yes,
like that. Okay.
absolutely.
All right.
Yes,
Good. You wanted to network with positive minded people. Gotcha. I remember that.
exactly.
All right. Good. Well, I'm just going to step out on a limb here and say all three of us here right now today are positive minded people. Okay. Now, in terms of leads, can you tell me how you're generating leads today?
Well, for myself, I'm actually going out. Most of my leads are generated through in-person or virtual networking meetings and referrals as well.
Okay. In person and in virtual meetings such as this ones, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, all right. Well, the beauty about what I'm doing here with my Empire Pro is I decided this year that I'm going to step out and help other businesses because a couple of hundreds of people will see this later on. So I said I'm going to do that just to give out. But obviously, there's only so far that can go because other people eventually want to take advantage of this, right? Now, so you're using in-person virtual. You don't have any kind of internet marketing activities going on outside of meetup.com?
Oh, well, I use Instagram and Facebook, but that's pretty recent for me. So I have to work a little bit more on the social media aspect of things because everything has been pretty much in person or through virtual networking.
Gotcha. Yeah. I talk to quite a lot of business owners. One of the first things that they tell me is that they say referrals, So, and I do think referrals is going to continue to be one of our biggest source of business, right? But I don't think it's going to continue to be the first source, right? Like like a source. Like if you're starting off a brand new business, you don't know anybody yet, you haven't served anybody yet. I don't think that's going to continue to be that case because people literally have this at the palm of their hands. And oftentimes you might notice that by the time you're talking to someone about your business, they already signed up with somebody else. I actually have a very close family member who's selling life insurance right now, and they're getting frustrated because when they reach out to everybody on their, we're talking about hundreds of contacts on their phone, right? By the time they reach out, they already have insurance with somebody else, right? And even worse, some people might even offer like, listen, I'll see if I can switch over, but you know how that goes. That's always, and there's a saying that, hope deferred makes the heart weak, right? So if it's a new person, that gets them frustrated really quickly. Now, for existing business owners, it gets a little tricky because that also dries off over time. Okay. So, for example, my car insurance, I'm signed up with the same person for the last a good 15 years or so, the same agent, But I have not spoken, this is a personal friend. I have not spoken to her in a while, probably going on 7 years. Right? So now, anything can happen. People go broke, credit card get disconnected, and then other people are also, people are like sharks, right? They're looking to, I might find it cheaper, maybe with Geico, maybe with Progressive or something like that, and before you know it, you can lose your customer like that. So that's an existing customer. How much more a person that refers business to you, they can dry off. They can stop referring business to you for many, many reasons that has nothing to do with you. So you always need a new source of lead. You need new and you need returning. You need new customers, you need returning customers, right? So let me ask you a question, Raymond. Raymond, at this point in time, you're looking to bring in some kind of new, if I'm following you, you're looking to bring in some new ideas into the industry of insurance. Is that correct?
Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with the term like fintech.
Yeah, fintech is finance technology, something like that.
Yeah.
Or yeah, yeah.
So it's basically just so financial services that utilize technology, things like that. So it's basically the same concept as insurtech. So in the insurance space, there's a lot of I would say tech that helps more so the agent than the customer. Right, it helps the agent be able to allow customers to be able to sign up for policies quicker. But if my goal, what I plan on doing is trying to create something that takes that out of the agent's hands and puts it into the customer's hands, so that they don't have to see an agent. That's like some of my ideas that I have. So and just to make applying for coverage easier for the consumer. Just shopping for insurance. Utilizing seamless user and customer experience through our website, and just taking the customer through the process of buying insurance. And like I said, I also do plan on utilizing data science and AI to help the customer pick the best plan based on their needs, and that just helps them align them based off the information that, say, the customer tells them. So if they say they want a low premium, or if they have certain drugs or prescription drugs that they use, they'll be able to put that into our website, and then that our website will be able to automate and generate instant quotes using AI algorithms based off the information they put into. So it's a lot, but
let me ask you this. Do you have any experience in the industry, in this vertical at all?
Yeah, I got licensed last year in April. I learned about insurance in 2021. That's when I started my studying of insurance. So I've been studying the industry for about a year and a half before I actually got licensed. Now I started selling insurance back in June, so I have about 6 months of experience from actually selling insurance. So I've talked to customers, I've sold Medicare Advantage plans, I've talked to these seniors. I kind of have an idea of what these people, when they're calling in, what they're, a lot of the issues that they have are, and a lot of it does have to do with the customer experience.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I forgot her name, Lori, I believe it was.
Lawrence.
Lawrence. Okay, so
Yeah.
she does property and casualty. I deal more on the
Lauren. Sorry, Lauren.
Lawrence.
Yeah, yeah.
I deal more on the life and health. I do life and health, but I deal mainly with seniors. So final expense products. It's not a life insurance policy that's meant to leave a large amount of money. It's basically just meant to leave enough to be able to bury yourself and leave a little bit extra. But also I deal with health insurance as well. Health insurance and Medicare Advantage.
Okay.
Health insurance is more younger crowd. You can sign someone up for a policy who's 18, but
Right.
say with Medicare final expense, they have to have they have to be Medicare eligible, and those are usually going to be older people. So when I was doing T-Tech, utilizing my license, I was talking to a lot of these people and signing them up to these policies. So yeah, I'd say I have about 6 months of experience actually selling, but I've been studying the industry for about going on 2 years now.
Okay. I'm gonna come back to you because I do want to get a little bit more specific there. Kevin, what's going on, Kevin? You might want to unmute, Kevin.
Yeah. How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing, man? You all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. So can you introduce yourself? Tell us about your business, and then give me the website address that you might want people to
Okay.
find more about you.
Okay. I'm basically
Your
I
connect
coach
your connection
basketball.
seems problematic. Your connection seems a little problematic. Are you on a Bluetooth?
Hello.
I can hear you now. Yeah,
Hello.
I can hear you now.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm Coach Kevin Gibb. Yeah, I'm Coach Kevin Gibb. Um. Yeah, I coach basketball. I help kids get into college. Helped over 125 kids get to college in the last 10 years. And so basically, yeah, I'm looking to grow my recruiting business, my college sports recruiting business, so I can help coaches, parents, and organizations, optimize their recruiting strategy.
Got it. Got it. You have a website address where people can find more information about you?
Yeah, can I put it in the chat?
Yeah, absolutely. Please.
Yeah, yeah, I'll do that.
All right, great. All right, thanks for that, Kevin. All right,
Thank
so
you.
let me come back to Lauren a little bit. Lauren, if there was one problem that your business helped people solve, one problem, what is that?
I feel like it's helping my clients get a reasonable insurance rate, especially in the current climate for auto insurance. I've been having a lot of complaints from my clients in regards to finding a reasonable rate that doesn't affect, their day-to-day expenses. So I think that we've been doing well with that lately, and I hope that we can continue to do that for the new year as well.
Gotcha. So reasonable rate for car insurance in particular.
Yes, in New York in particular.
In New York, okay, in New York. Now, correct me when you told me earlier on, you do property and casualty insurance. Does car insurance fall under casualty?
That falls under property.
That falls under property. Oh, okay, all right. Because when you said property, because I'm a real estate person, my mind went to real estate only. But car insurance also will fall under any other insurance that might fall under property outside of just real estate and cars.
So that's real estate, cars. I also do small business insurance, give them liability insurance as well, jewelry, anything you name anything you could think of under property, yes, we do handle that as well. So that does include real estate, auto, business insurance as well.
Gotcha. All right. Now, in terms of, I think we already talked about that, but I'm gonna ask you in a different way, right? But first of all, let me go to this segment. There's three pillars that we kind of cover with our system here, with our marketing systems. Okay. Who do you have like a specific person that you would like to target? I know you can have anybody that has cars, right? But even if it's a matter of your preference, like the person that you feel like your conversation is a lot more smoother with, right? Can you describe the avatar of a person that you can help solve this problem? The problem, from what you just said, is, a difficulty in finding reasonable rates, particularly in New York, which I think is that's very, very reasonably specific when it comes to solving that problem, right? But what about the person? Do you have a specific person in mind that you can describe?
I would say that currently in New York, it's difficult for the younger population without much driving experience to get a reasonable rate because they do not have prior insurance history. And a lot of the regulations have changed recently to where a lot of our carriers do want at least 6 months of insurance history. And for newer drivers who are, anywhere from 18 to early 30s, that's very difficult for them to get as well.
Gotcha. So a young person, and you have like an age demographic, 18 to like a range?
Yes, I would say 18 to early 30s if they do not have prior insurance or if they're newly licensed. So that's where the main issue is. It's coming from the younger population for me.
For you. Okay. All right. So 18 to 30. Now, is it different for New York State to New York City, or is basically all the same?
I would say that upstate New York definitely gives you more leeway in regards to pricing. The city is a bit difficult. I would say Brooklyn, the prices are very high for that particular demographic. I would say the Bronx, the city, Harlem, it's pretty high. When you start to go out into Long Island and certain parts of Queens, the rates do get a little more reasonable. But I would say the major difference is upstate New York for my clients.
Okay. So reasonably upstate New York, which is that the larger part of New York State, or majority of the population is in New York City though, right?
I feel like the majority is in the city. So
Okay.
because upstate is more, towards the outskirts, they're
Right,
giving,
right.
reasonable rates out there
Right.
for the most
And
part.
that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. But so now the young people also in upstate are having difficulty finding reasonable rates as well. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it really depends. If they do have prior insurance history upstate, then the rate would be a little bit more reasonable. But if they do not have insurance history, or even if they have maybe a claim, or they could have had an accident, even if they weren't at fault, in that particular age group, it is a bit difficult.
Got it. All right. Let me go back to thank you so much for being a good sport there. Let me go back to Raymond. Raymond, can you be a little bit specific with the problem that you help solve, or that you're anticipating to help your audience solve? One problem.
One problem would be to help, I would say, mainly the senior market be able to shop for coverage more effortlessly and seamlessly.
Okay. Senior market shop for, but what is the problem? Because a lot of them will probably have coverages already. What will be the problem that you would help them solve? I know the product is coverage. I know that now. I already know that you're targeting the senior market as far as people are concerned, right? But the value, how would your services be different for everybody else? Because there's probably a ton of people thinking about serving them as well.
Right. So when you shop for insurance, it's gonna be either you can either shop for yourself
Hmm.
directly through the insurance carrier, or you can go through a broker. A lot of times when seniors go through a broker, sometimes they might not be put into the best plan. Whether that be the fault of the agent for not really understanding the needs that the senior was really wanting from their plan, or maybe it might have been a mistake on the senior's hands. But if I can create something that allows the senior to be able to shop them, themselves for coverage and put in everything that they may need themselves, and have something that allows them to be able to pick and choose, okay, yes, I want this, this, and this, and have something that basically spits out what it is that they want based off the insurance carriers that I'm contracted with. I think that would make it a lot easier for seniors to be put in the best plan.
Got you. And I think I remember you said something about passing on the savings to the seniors as opposed to what? Where would that money come from?
What money exactly?
So you said something earlier on about passing on the savings to the what do you guys call them? The policy holder, right? Did you say something like that, or did I miss that?
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, shopping for like lower premiums and things like that, comparing.
Right. You talked about them self shopping for themselves as opposed
Yeah.
to the broker. But I think you also mentioned something about passing on some savings, or was it tools? There's something that you said you would take away from the hands of the and then put it in the
Yeah,
hands of
yeah.
the.
I would take the insurance buying, basically just take the insurance buying process out of the agent's hand
Gotcha.
and put it
Gotcha.
into the person who's shopping for insurance. Yeah,
Gotcha. All right. And this will be done by way of what? Like apps, like an app or something?
I do have plans on eventually creating an app. Yes, but like I said, I want to try to get the number one thing I'm really focused on is just getting my insurance agency built first,
Mm-hmm.
getting contracted with all the insurance carriers that I need to get contracted with, and then going from there. I already have someone who's a data science slash AI expert that I do
Mm-hmm.
plan on working with to, kind of, I want to kind of give him some of the ideas that I have, and then
Uh-huh.
maybe we can work together and, maybe figure something out. But yeah, so
Okay. All right, good. Let me go to Kevin. Kevin, you there?
Yes, yes.
All right, great. Kevin, I do see that you put a very long link here. I won't be able to put it on the ticker. I'll just put the homepage. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Sorry
All
about
right,
that.
good.
Yeah.
And if I'm very clear, you said you're helping recruiters. Okay?
Well, yeah, I'm helping. Yeah, yeah. Basically, I help get more athletes recruited,
Okay.
whether that be working with
Athlete
yeah,
recruiters.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah. Athletic recruiters.
Okay. And that's to athletic recruiters, and that's to streamline their recruiting process.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Streamline
And yes,
recruiting process. Now,
and
what would be
automated as well, and automated as well. Like yeah, but yeah, I got
okay?
that streamline.
Gotcha. Now, what would be the one single problem, if there was one problem you can help them solve right off the bat, right?
Would be definitely just having a system. Having a system where a step-by-step system that we have in our technology that organizes every step-by-step process
Mm-hmm.
from the start to finish with their athletes.
Okay. So a step that help them step by step. Have you identified like different steps or something? I mean, like, can you tell me is it like is there too many bottlenecks? Does it take too long? Does it cost them too much money?
So basically, it's the time. It's the time, I would say, because the recruiting process it could be a lengthy process, and it could be a confusing one, right? Because typically, maybe you never had to go through the process. Like if you're a parent Maybe it's your first time having a kid, or if you're an organization, sometimes they use another service, or they work with other athletic recruiters. And so they don't do it themselves a lot of times. They don't have the capabilities in their organization. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the software. And so that kind of all boils down to the time.
Okay. And so now you just mentioned, so I guess that's going to take me to the next question, right? You mentioned parents, you mentioned recruiter. Are those one of the same kind, or they could be different? I mean, can you...
It's different. It's different. I mean, they kind of all got to work together in some capacity, but sometimes the parent depends on the recruiter, but then the recruiter still has to work with the parent. Like, even though the athlete is the one getting recruited, it's all three kind of work together.
Okay. And what's the ultimate goal here? What's the ultimate goal?
The ultimate goal is to, help more athletes get recruited to college.
Okay, recruiting into college. So this could be a service to a parent. It could be a service to, you also said, to a recruiter, right? Is it like younger recruiter,
like a coach,
newer recruiter?
Like a coach, a team, an organization. Yeah. Mostly it don't have to be like a recruiter, but you could be a coach as well, right? Now, if you have the players, right, now you have the tools and the systems and the models that you need to, help your players actually get to college. Players play for coaches for a long time with the ultimate goal and dream of getting a scholarship to college. That's why the parents are investing the money throughout their, youth experience so that they can ultimately, get a college scholarship.
Okay. Now, in terms of market size, what are we looking at?
As far as what?
Market size, like the people that could potentially be served in this respect, right? Even if it's just down to your state. Okay, have you done any kind of homework with regards to what is the size of the market? Like in any given year, any given month, how many people would want this service or would want this problem solved?
I don't got the exact numbers, but I do know that it's only, as far as basketball, well, as far as athletes is concerned, there's only 7% of athletes that actually earn a basketball scholarship. I mean a sports scholarship.
Okay, only 7% will earn a scholarship. 7% of what? Because that what would be your market size.
Yeah, there's millions. I don't know. I could probably find a number, but there's definitely millions of high school athletes.
Gotcha. All right. And this is around the United States. And is this are you specific to any kind of sports or just any sports?
I specialize in basketball. But I have the capability to work with any sport.
Great. All right. Let me go to Lauren. Hey, Lauren. Are you there? Okay. I think she's okay. All
yes,
right.
I'm here.
All right. Good. Have you done any homework with regards to market research, market size, competition?
Actually, I have. I'm always willing to learn a little bit more, though. So we just started the new year, so I'm hoping that could be one of my priorities as well. Just getting a forecast of the current market. But last year, I actually did a little bit of research, and I'd like to continue to do so. Hopefully, the trends are positive this year.
Right. Let me send the same question to Raymond. Raymond, have you done any kind of market research, size, competition-wise?
Yeah, so the Medicare market's huge. Again, I don't know the exact numbers, but I do know out of all people who are eligible for Medicare, about half of them have a Medicare Advantage plan. So that right there tells you how big the market is. And you can also do research on this. I believe CMS.gov did article, and this was years ago, and it's still happening now, to where every single day someone is turning 65. and
Right.
it's going to continue like that for, I believe they said, until 2020, 2030. So
Right. Absolutely. All right. Good. That's a good place to start from. Um, let me just share. I'll share. Do you guys have any specific questions for me before I get into this, so that we can make sure we finish on time? Any specific question? Anybody? Or I should just go ahead. All right. It looks like I should just go ahead.
yeah,
Um, you said what?
I said I don't have it.
All right, good, good. All right, but shout out to you all, because you gave me quite a lot of information to work with. Um, eight. Kevin says 8 million student athletes in USA. All right, good, good. All right, so let's start with that specific question, right? Because I see that question, it generally throws people off. Okay, and it's one of the major reasons why 95% of business owners, they don't even know where to start from when it comes to getting quality leads. It's one of the major reasons. Everything starts with market research. You know, this is I'm sort of kind of like a dinosaur in the digital marketing world. These days, everything is kind of specialized to different departments. You have a person who is the market research analyst. You have the person who is the social media manager. You have the person who is the SEO manager. You have a person who is like all these different roles and positions are now, are now available, and all of these are six-figure income. So, but if you're a small business owner, you're an agency, an agent, a realtor, a one-man mopo, right? You kind of have to figure a lot of this stuff out, because eventually the hopes is that you'll be able to hire people that can do these things for you, and you kind of need to have an idea what you're hiring people for, right? So it's one of those things that I cover in the book, right? The goal, right? The person, the value, the goal. Like the first section is about the pieces. The goal, like what's the ultimate goal, which is kind of like all encompassed in the what problem are you looking to solve. When I say what problem are you looking to solve, I could also say what question are you looking to answer, or what kind of pain are you looking to relieve, right? Or replace with some kind of pleasure. That's the goal. That's the value. That's what makes you different. And if you don't have those things identified, it's no wonder why you won't have quality leads, because the bigger the problem you can solve, the higher the value you can add to somebody, right? And the higher the quality of leads you have, because you will be adding value to them, right? And if there's no problem to solve, there's no value to add, and you're just like everybody else, right? And there's a good chance that you could still build a business out of not having a specific problem to solve. You can, however, you have to sell things very, very cheap, right? You have to sell very, very cheap stuff that people grab along the aisle when they live in a store, right? Like, stuff like a Blistex, a chapstick, or something. It still solves a problem, but it's just like it's everywhere. There's competition, right? That's the idea. So that's where the question is coming from, and you're not going to identify that unless you take the time, sit down, and do a proper market analysis of the market you're trying to target. There's another way that we usually say this. We learned this from Dan Kennedy. The 3 M's, right? The market, the message, and the market, the message, and the medium, right? So as you notice, I didn't really talk much about the medium, which is what I call the system, right? Raymond did touch a little bit on systems. I think Kevin also touched on system, but essentially it's a medium, right? And you want a medium that kind of like that has enough leverage in it, because there's competition, and you do have competition, competitors, people that are competing with you with regards to how much time, how much money, how much resources is it costing you to connect your value with the people you're trying to serve. Okay, so and that's why on the section 2 of the book is available for free at Digital Marketing Certified, just so you know. .com, right? Chapter 4 is about the connection. How do you connect your services, the value you offer with the people? And it's counterintuitive, but when you understand the psychology of it, right, you need to be as specific as possible. See, when you're specific, right, you might even find a person that does not have that specific problem, but because it's specific enough, you open them to be able to ask you questions and say, hey, do you do this as well? If you recall, when I was talking to Lauren, because I'm not an insurance person, when she said properties, I'm relating with real estate, right? But then the conversation continued to a point where I could say, hey, you're saying car insurance, is that? And then she cleared that up, right? That cars also falls under insurance, right? So, but you need to be specific. And if people feel like, wait, you do insurance? Do you do only property insurance? And they're like, no, what do you need? I can take care of you, right? But if you're looking for leads, if you're looking to get leads, you need to be as specific as possible, right? Because it allows people to be able to relate with you or feel the need to ask questions. And when they ask questions, it opens another avenue for you to add value to them. Okay, so this is so when you hear the stats all over the place saying 95% of businesses fail within their first 5 years, number is because of lack of business, obviously, which is lack of leads, right? But how do you identify those leads, right? So in terms of market size, now speaking of the 8 million student or whatever market size you found out, it's not about okay, all these people can buy from you. It's about what is the market size of the marketplace where you can go into and say, hey, my customers are here somewhere. Like obviously all of them they're not going to be your customers, all of them, right? But if you get just 1% of that market size to be your customer, you'll be a millionaire. That's just how it works, right? Just 1%, okay? So and you want to make sure you narrow that down as much as possible, but there's only so far you can go, right? So if I'm looking at 8 million student athletes in the USA, I'm like, okay, the next best question is that where are these people hanging out, right? They are probably, majority of them are probably on their phone right now as they're crossing into the subway somewhere. They're on their phone, right? So where are they hanging out? Not just where they're hanging out, but where is their attention right now? Where are all of this millions of attention right now? You need to be positioned where they are, right? But that's going to cost you resources. It's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you time. It's going to cost you resources, right? The less time it costs you, the more freedom you have with your life, right? And it's a matter of hacking it. You have to hack your way to the top when it comes to this kind of stuff, right? And it's a moving target. So there's no one single particular way to do these things, okay? But there are ways to do it in any era that you live in, whatever era that you are operating in, whatever context you're operating in. There's a specific way that the top 3% are doing it, and you need to pay attention to those people, right? Not what they say, but what they're doing, okay? Not what they say, but what they're doing. But there's some principles. Some principles are timeless, okay? For example, the principle of Zig Ziglar, that just help enough people get what they want and you get what you want. That is a timeless principle. Why? Because it says help enough people, right? People is one of the pillars, right? Not chapter 2 says the persons, right? The people, right? People is the pillar. The second pillar is value, right? Value is a function of the people, right? Because you're not just going to come up with that from you know what, right? You're going to actually find out what the people want, and then you're going to help them get what they want by actually helping them get what they want, and within obviously your means, right? So the information that you guys have about your businesses today, I don't have that information. That is extremely valuable to the people, only if you can find the people. So you have the information. The information is the message, according to Dan Kennedy. What message, right? Or you can call it the problem that you're solving, right? And you need to be able to say that in one line, like one sentence, right? And you need to be able to say that in one sentence. I help These people solve this specific type of problem. Okay, let me see here. Okay, all right, Lauren was dropped out. All right, so I help this type of people solve this problem, right? And solving problem is just much more better than I help them get, right? I help them get something, right? So if you look at, even if you look at the headline of this session right now, it says 95% of business owners struggle to get quality leads. So I literally practice what I'm preaching right now. It's a struggle, right? But the next step is, how do we find the people that we can help solve this problem? How do I do that? Well, there's business owners everywhere on Meetup, right? But there's also competition on Meetup. But once I realized after the first one we did last week, I was like, okay, there's a lot of competition here, right? Good. Competition is a good thing. Let me help competition solve problems, right? In addition to that, let me help them get what they want, right? So what I do is I take this video, I even take it beyond, right? We take it to Facebook, take it to YouTube, and we also spend some of our resources to get the audience in there, right? I get what I want. I help you guys get what you want, and I do fine. I do fine just by doing that, right? So these are the kind of like mindset you want to have around wherever you do. But one of the major problems that I'm seeing everywhere is that time is becoming slim and slimmer and slimmer. People don't have time. Okay, we actually thought about the idea of doing an in-person meetup. I think is good, but it needs to be extremely valuable. Like, the offer needs to be extremely strong. In addition to that, your brand in front of this audience needs to be extremely strong. If these people don't really know you like that, then basically you'll be sharing their attention with other people, right? What does that mean, right? It's oversupply of whatever you offer for limited demand, right? If you do that long enough, you'll go broke. So these are some of the struggles out there when it comes to business ownership. But when you understand some of the different nuances and all these different variables, like I said, people, the value, right? The marketplace, market size, competition. When it comes to markets, we're talking about market research, right? And you have to drill in a little bit, right? Who are the gurus in your space, right? Who are the gurus, like the biggest gurus, the ones that have the biggest attention? Like, everybody is focused on them. They're the gurus. Who are those guys? You need to find out who they are. Their followership is part of your marketplace. That's part of your market. Okay, you need to find out the softwares that people in your niche are using, right? They have a whole page on YouTube, right? That page on YouTube, those people following those page they're in your marketplace. Those are people you need to find a way to target them with your message, the problem that you solve, right? So systems, software, system and softwares, gurus, right? The gurus, the biggest gurus in that marketplace, the biggest companies that are serving people in that same space. You need to find out who these people are, what these companies are, and you need to find a way to target them with some kind of marketing message. Now, in terms of the marketing tactics and strategies that you might want to use, that would also depend on how much time do you have, how much money do you have, right? The person that can spend the most money, they win, okay? But everybody cannot start like that, right? But the person that can spend the most money, they win. But we also know that time is much valuable than money. So if all you've got is time, you have more time than you have more money, then you need to be creating content marketing. Okay, what is content? Information. You package information in a way that's easy for people to consume. It could be a video like this, it could be an article, it could be a book, right? It could be you packaged information in a way that's easy for people to digest, right? And then you give it out for free, right? Obviously, to have your contact information on it, right? Obviously, you can also give additional information away inside the book or inside of the content at the end of your video. It could be a 1-minute video, it could be a reel, a short, right? All these different things, but you want to do it at a pace that is sustainable, because consistency wins the game. If you do it just for 2-3 weeks and then you stop, it's gonna get worse for you because not only are you subconsciously registering that you are a failure, because it's like mini micro failures everywhere, but you start things, you don't finish them, and one of the ways you do that is you get too aggressive. New year resolution, we're gonna go hard, right? And then 2 months in, you already stopped, right? Anything ever that you're going to do, you need to commit six months to it. All right, whatever strategy you decide to do, I'm going to show you this graph. Okay, this graph is a real input output relationship of one of my projects. Okay, but I'm not labeling it because I want to be able to use it for example for you, right? Okay, let me share this really quickly. Share screen. All right, and this will give you an idea of what it looks like anytime you take on. So you want to be careful when you pick something to go with, right? You want to be careful what you decide to, whatever strategy you decide to go with is going to take input of time, money, and resource from you, right? The graph you're looking at is the input. Okay, this is not the output. This is not the output. Okay, this is the input on a 6-month period. You need to be able to commit at least 6 months to one particular process, right? It's going to be boring. You're going to feel like you need to change strategies again. Every now and then you're gonna feel like you need to change it. And that's the temptation. And that's the temptation that you need to beat, right? And this is what the output looks like. And this is why it's going to feel frustrating. That's what the output looks like. It's going to take 6 months before you cross over that line where you got started above it. Okay? At that point is when you know that, okay, I'm breaking even and I'm in profit. And this is how it works across the board. Now, there's some activities that fall in the category of quick test. You test it, it doesn't, like, there's some activities like that. But when you pick a major strategy, you want to make sure that you're committing at least 6 months into it, right? Because the output is going to look rough like this. It's going to look like you're wasting time. But like I said, consistency is really, really key in whatever strategy you choose. So how do you position yourself for consistency? Because consistency is one of the hardest things for human beings to do. Okay, one of the hardest things for human beings to do, letting go, and also consistency. These are extremely hard things to do because they get boring. And then in addition to that, the output is not showing, it's not matching your input, right? So naturally you feel the need to just quit, right? So now it's kind of hard for me to tell you to keep doing something that's not working and keep doing it for 6 months. I get it. That's why I'm telling you it's very hard, right? But once you make sense out of it, whatever this input is, whatever this strategy or tactic is, once it makes sense to you, you just bury your heads in there and just keep going for 6 months, okay? And by 6 months, you would have data, okay? Chapter 7 is data. Section 3, chapter 7 is the data, the performance. So whatever you are doing, whatever endeavors you're doing, we're talking about marketing specifically today, obviously. That's what I teach. That's what I help with. That's what I consult in. You need to have enough activities and collect some data before you're trying to pivot. Okay? And your data are very unique to you. They're very unique to your own processes. They're very unique to the algorithms that created you, right? And you have to just look at that and not compare yourself to other people, but compare yourself to yourself. You just want your own processes to become a better version of your process as you go along. And you cannot do that unless you have data. Okay? So, and I say all of that to say you need to position yourself for consistency, meaning you don't go above your means, right? You find out how much input in terms of time, money, and resources that you can afford to put in daily, right? At most weekly. Anything beyond weekly, some kind of distraction, and all distraction are enticing, by the way. Some kind of distraction is going to present itself if you go at a frequency anything less than a week, and then you're going to change strategies. And every time you change strategies, this is why I always say you shoot yourself backwards by at least 6 months, because you have to start all over again, right? And then you're now creating a new set of data. Every time you get distracted, you create a new set of data. But that's what I have for you today. This is the number one reason, okay? This is the number one reason. Market research, consistency, right? So once you identify what you need to do and you keep doing that over and over, if you have more time than you have more money, you should be in content marketing, all right? It's the cheapest thing to ever do, and it's the most rewarding, because once you start getting rewarded, then you'll be able to slowly replace your time that you're spending on content marketing by using money you're making to continue in the same direction and to pivot and then to double down on what's working, and then you can scale out like that. That's how it works. If you have any questions for me, I will take another 2 minutes, or we'll call it a day.
All right, Ola, thanks for having me on.
My guy, thank you so much, Raymond. Anytime.
Okay. Like I said,
All right.
I'd love to come back in 6 months and show you where I'm at.
Lovely. Yep. 6 months. Yep. All right. If you don't have any questions, this is it. I'll be back here again next week. We'll share another lessons. I might have some other new businesses here that will share their businesses. Shout out to Lauren. Shout out to Raymond. Shout out to Kevin. I appreciate you all for sharing today, and I wish you all best of luck in 2024. All right.
Thank you for having
Thank you,
us
Lauren.
today. Best of luck. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Kevin. Let me see. Oh,
30 seconds.
Kevin, you got dropped for a second. Go ahead. You were saying?
So when it comes to the content, real quick, it's does the amount matter?
Yeah, I said something to the effect of at least. I said at least once a week, right? So wherever you're dropping content, once a week. Is that what you're talking about? Frequency, or you're talking
basically, like will the more content, will that like accelerate your speed up the process, or is that like to get more data, or what?
It can. However, if you can't keep up with the speed that you go at, it's all useless. You just basically tamper with with the algorithms. But once the algorithms know that you come here once a week,
I got what you're saying.
it kind of does what it does, you know.
I got what you're saying.
But anything beyond a week, for you as a person, there's a good chance you'll get distracted after a week if you don't do at least a week in frequency.
Yeah.
But I say, just try to do 3 times a week. Drop something for your audience 3 times a week. And I'm also advising people to boost them now. Just use the boost feature. If it's $1, you can do for every piece of content, something like that. Just get some audience get some activities going, and then eventually you see some data.
Then you could. Okay, I got you. I got what you're saying. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep. That's how it works, man. All right. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. Yep. Thank you.
Anytime. We'll talk soon. All right. Shout out to the person that's watching live. Shout out to the rest of you that will watch this later. I appreciate you. If you're looking for free book, and I think there's a consultation. I'm not sure if there's a consultation back there, but there's a free book. That's digitalmarketingcertified.com. There's actually 3 free books. Okay, all 3 of them you can download them for free. 2 on real estate, 1 on digital marketing. All right. If you go to Digital Marketing Certified. All right. I appreciate you for being here. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.